Welcome to the Whisky Explorer. Thanks so much for tuning in for another episode, guys, and welcome as well to a brand new series. Now, we're going to call this the Recycled Review series, and of course, this is not an original concept. I am borrowing this idea from a very awesome, primarily Scotch reviewer, but whiskey reviewer in general, Aquavite, so I will leave a link to his channel in the description. And also, of course, my good friend John from the Whiskey Neighbor, he also kind of took up the mantle and has been doing his own recycled reviews as well. So definitely head over to his channel and check that out. Just click in the link in the description. So essentially what this is going to be 7 bottles at the end of their journey. And essentially I'm going to give you guys some quick thoughts, quick kind of tasting notes on them, and tell you if I think they're worth the value of picking up and purchasing again. All right, so without further ado, we got to get some whiskey going first though. So tonight, guys, we have the John Sleeman and Sons Palo Cortado finished single malt. So this is the Sleeman company, so famous for the Canadian brewers, the Sleeman Brewing Company. So I'm just gonna pour a little drample of this here so I can enjoy some whiskey with you guys. Hope you've got something nice there to pour. All right. And we shall get started on the bottles at the end of their journey. All right, so the first one I'm going to pull up here is this. Oh, this has some dust on it here too. So this is the Gentleman Jack. So this is essentially the classic an old number 7 Tennessee whiskey, the Jack Daniels, of course. But then you can see on here, it actually says double mellowed. So what essentially that means is they are doing a double run through the charcoal filtering on this. So essentially it gets filtered twice. So what I kind of got with this one is it's just a little bit of a softer, more kind of a mild, I would say slightly sweeter and less sour than the original old number 7. And for me, this would be a do not buy. So this goes in the trusty blue bin here. This one is to be recycled. All right, so there's the first one out of the way there, guys. So that's a pass on that first one. Let's go to something else here. This is the Weller Antique 107. So this is an amazing bourbon by Buffalo Trace Distillery. So this is their weeded mash bill, and it's at the proof of 107 or 53.5% alcohol by volume. This one is absolutely, for me, an auto buy. This has all the beautiful Buffalo Trace notes that you guys enjoy from, you know, Blanton's or Buffalo Trace, just their kind of entry-level Buffalo Trace. And then there's also kind of a, I would say, sweet and spicy characteristic to this. So you get a lot of cinnamon spice on the palate, a lot of brown sugar, really nice kind of cherry cola note. So this stuff is absolutely delicious. This is an absolute repeat purchase. So this one here goes up on the bar. I would always have, if I could get this around here, this typically we don't get here in BC, but I do get it through friends that are in Ontario, and it's usually about $80 a bottle, somewhere in there. So for me, that's definitely an always purchase if I have the chance to get it. So we'll stop here just for a brief pause for a little bit of whiskey. Cheers. That's an interesting whiskey. For me, that is probably a little bit too young, and you definitely have the sharp edges to that heavy grain hit, and then there's like a little bit of almost like a weird cognac finish to it. But it does say Palo Cortado cask finished. For me, I'm not loving that one. But let's move on to the other bottles that are in the recycled reviews for tonight. All right, next we have an absolute classic here. We've got Bushmills Black Bush Irish Whiskey. So this is bottled at 40% ABV. This is triple stilled, which is the Irish tradition, and this is matured exclusively in sherry casks. So when you get the regular Bushmills that is not Black Bush, it's using a combination of sherry casks and ex-bourbon casks. This is all sherry, so it results in a really kind of pleasant, soft, kind of honeyed sherry bomb of a whiskey. This is a great companion to take on a camping trip. and it's fairly affordable. I think it's about $36 or $38 here in BC. So this would definitely be one that I would be happy to replace and have as a budget sipper on the bar. So it'll go up here on the bar. There we go. Perfect. All right. So next on the list, we have got an interesting scotch here, guys. We've got the Balvenie 15-year, which is finished in Madeira wine casks. All right, so I actually did do a full review of this, and these are all have been reviewed on the channel. So I will put links to these individual reviews up in the just in the cards there for you guys. But this one, I was really looking forward to this. I really hoped it was going to be really good. This was, I believe, originally a travel exclusive, but then you were able to get it in stores as well later on down the road. This is bottled at 43% ABV. And just for me, overall is disappointing. It was just, I wanted it to be really fruity. There was some fruit elements to it, but overall it was just kind of astringent and drying on the palate. So for me, I would not purchase this one again. This one goes in the recycling bin. All right, next on the list here, we've got a very great blended budget scotch. This is the Cutty Sark, but this is their Prohibition era. So this is bottled at a higher strength than the regular one. I believe the regular Cutty Sark is just 40% alcohol by volume. This is a blended Scotch whiskey that is at 50% ABV. This results in a much spicier dram. This is a very kind of powerful, full flavored dram. Lots of spice on the palate, very assertive, lots of cracked black pepper on the finish. I would say this is a really welcome addition to the lineup and something that I would definitely have on the bar as a budget sipper. And yeah, I would definitely replace this. It's gone up in price a little bit here. So here in BC, it's about $42 a bottle. All right, so I'm gonna put that one up on the cask here, up on the bar. That's one that I would replace. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down and 2 to go. All right, guys. Next on the list, we've got the Four Roses Small Batch Select. This stuff is fantastic. Unfortunately, we don't get it here in BC. This was brought back from the States by a friend for me. This one is bottled at 52% ABV. And so it's basically the Four Roses blend, but it actually incorporates a lot of their different recipes in it. So this says that it says, for this new bourbon, I selected 3 of our proprietary yeast strains, V, K, and F, and used both mash bills. So it's a mingling of 6 and 7-year-old bourbons bottled at 104 proof. This is also non-chill filtered, it says right there on the sticker. So this has a very nice, very fruit forward cherry, dark cherry, strawberry, raspberry, and a little nice kind of creme brulee vanilla note in there. This stuff's fantastic. If I could get this here, I would certainly always have it on the bar. So this one goes up on the bar. All right. And last but not least, guys, we have the Rare Breed. So Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This is the current version, which is barrel proof at 116.8 proof. So this is just awesome bourbon from the Wild Turkey Distillery. Sort of the partner, the higher strength partner to Wild Turkey 101, which I also really love. This stuff here is just awesome. I would say this is a very assertive, bold, flavor-forward bourbon. There's tons of baking spice on this, tons of cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, lots of like deep dark cherry notes and vanilla as well. So definitely also a very good value. This one here you can probably pick up for about $65 to $70 Canadian in my market here in BC. So that's one that I definitely have here on the bar. All right, guys. So those are our 7 bottles for tonight for the first installment of the recycled reviews. Thanks so much for joining me for this. And if this is your first time on the channel, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we will hit out. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let us know, what is your favorite of these expressions? Do you have a favorite among the recycled reviews? And was there anything that I put in the bin that you would keep on your bar? Let me know in the comments down below. Until next time, guys, may your sails be full and your drowns be fuller. Cheers.